Hey everybody, welcome. We are having our meeting with Pastor Karin and Diego, and it's going to be a great time. So Pastor Karin, Diego, welcome, and we look forward to what you have to share with us today.
Hello, good afternoon. It is very good to be with you all this afternoon. We are going to share our screen and can you see our screen?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, we are going to give you an update in what is going on at ILAG. So the elementary school is finishing the school year this month because our school year goes from January to October. So the children are finishing the school year this year and they are very happy. They can finish another school year in their lives. Sadly, they couldn't be in a presence class in the school. They were online. We have had 2 years an online education in Guatemala because of the pandemic, but that hasn't been a problem. So the kids could finish another school year and we are grateful to God for that. And we want to present you that we started building a kitchen at the elementary school because we want to be able to feed the children next year. So as you can see, it is almost done. We just missed some windows and doors and some furniture in the kitchen. Hopefully next year when the kids come back, we are going to be able to feed them and they have better nutrition so they can have better education as well. I don't know, Pastor Stephen and Pastor Bob, they have been here and they have seen the facilities of the new elementary school. So this is the first level. We are little by little fixing it, repairing the classrooms, and it has been a joy to go in this journey and have a good outcome. We hope that you can come and see it yourselves because it's a beautiful place and it's, we look forward for the children to come back in person classes in the school. And we are planning in having a playground area for the children. If you remember the little school they used to have, the little building. So this building is, has a lot of room and they are going to be able to have plenty of space to play and to enjoy their education and their life in this elementary school that we are preparing for them.
Well, Pastor Karin, that is quite the transformation going on at the elementary school there. I mean, the old school was like, one small house basically. Yeah. And then this, I mean, just the incredible building and all the construction, because I remember that first floor was, I mean, it was dirt floors, wasn't it?
It was dirt floor. And
dirt floor and no electricity on the bottom floor, was there?
No.
Wow, that's looking beautiful. You guys have been hard at work during the pandemic.
Yes.
And remind me, how many kids are studying this year?
130 kids.
130?
Yep, that is
good.
Correct.
And that's K through 5, right? Kindergarten through 5th grade?
6th grade.
Wow, that's awesome. Great.
Have you been able to start any work on the other floors yet, or is it just the first floor that's been renovated?
Well, the other 2 levels have been kind of repaired because they were in better shape than the first level. The first level didn't have electricity, or it was dirt floor and didn't have windows or doors or anything. So we kind of fixed the second. We put some bathrooms in the second level. We fixed another classroom in the 3rd level, and now we moved to the 1st level. And we went back to the 3rd level because we need to fix the water pipes and other stuff that is internal of the building. So it has been a joy to be there, fixing that building.
Yeah, now there was some talk too about a local college or technical school renting part of the school. Is that still in the offing, or what's the situation there?
Yeah, for that reason, we moved to the first level to do some concrete floor and try to put some windows and doors, because it is the hope that the college is going to rent the facilities for the weekends so they can have classes there. It is not a lot of money, but at least it will be an income for the school. So hopefully that will happen. It is uncertain, as in Guatemala, we have no news about going in presence classes. They are still online until February next year. So our school year goes from January to October, and we have no news about kids or colleges going in-person classes. Yep. Do you have more questions regarding the elementary school? No, we have 5 teachers, and they are working very hard with the students. As you can imagine, we don't have the technology because the kids are from poor neighborhoods. They didn't have the technology in order to get the education online. So little by little, they were getting some devices so they could learn, and the teachers also got some devices. We got robbed at the beginning of the year. We lost a lot of our devices and tablets, but thank people that responded, we got them again, so they continued with their education. We supported some of the children, and they have been very happy to be able to continue with their education. Now we move to the Milagro Center. This is the last week the young women are going to be here, because the school year for them is ending as well. So we had this year 13 young women, 4 teenagers and 9 young women. And we are happy to report that they have developed so many abilities, not just in cooking, baking, sewing, and formal education, but also they have gained so much confidence in speaking in public. Last night we have a devotion time that they led and they prepared, and it is so good to see them so mature and so empowered. And we have high hopes that they are going to go back home and they are going to be able to share with others, and they know the responsibility they have. So as you can see, they also have this year, they started with a professional music teacher. So they were giving a recital about a month ago or 2 months ago, and they are learning how to read music, play the guitar, the keyboard, recorders. So all of them have found what they enjoy and what they are good at. And it has been a good journey to see them doing this. So they sing, as you know, they love to sing. And they have prepared their plan for going home during the vacation time, November and December. So they have their assignments. We were traveling last week with Diego to the communities. We were recommending or advising the people, the councils, churches, to support them when they go back and support the activities they have. We asked them some materials that they have to find. So the girls are going to be able to teach the kids and women and young women. So we put together a very beautiful plan for the vacation time. They are going to be back in their congregations. And in their families are very happy, and they are very happy they are going home. And we want to invite you for the final recital. Will be this Wednesday, October 27. We will send the Zoom link and the time, because it's going to be in the afternoon in Guatemala, about 2 or 3 p.m. Guatemala. The teacher haven't told us the exact time, but we will send the Zoom so you can connect and see them playing their instruments, singing. Also on Wednesday, they are going to have a singer, an indigenous woman singer in Guatemala. ¿Cómo se llamaba ella? So she's becoming very famous here in Guatemala, and she accepted our invitation to come and talk with the girls and teach them about music and how you can achieve how they can achieve their dreams in music, because they are very good at singing and they really enjoy singing. So this lady is going to be here and she's a musician. She writes songs, she plays the guitar, and so it is going to be a good experience for the Milagro girls. So you all are invited. You can invite whoever you want to invite, your churches, congregations, and everyone is welcome to see them. It's going to be about half an hour. It is not going to be that long. Do you have some questions about Milagro?
I think Donna might have a question. Let's see if we can get Donna unmuted.
How old is the youngest girl at the school?
She is 10.
And how old is the oldest?
20. Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful, and we appreciated the invite to the last concert, and looking forward to this one. And I think that's a beautiful thing to keep cultivating all those different musical abilities, because they are incredibly gifted.
Yeah. And thank you for your support in the past years, because Southeastern Synod has committed to support Milagro Center, and they have been able to be here because of your help, because it's very expensive to host 13 young women. We have 3 more requests for next year. We are waiting to see if all of them are going to come back. If all of them come back, it means that we will have 13 plus 3, we will have 16 young women. And as you know, we supply everything they need in order to study. And they really appreciate the opportunity, and they are very grateful for that. Now we have the SEED project, and I will let Diego talk about that.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for the invitation and for being here. I'm going to talk a little bit about SEED program. That this is a new initiative this year. The main goal of SEED project is to experiment and to create, to produce new crops. Usually, the farmers are used to have corn and beans, and that's it for the production. So, and sometimes the cardamom, that is a spice. But in these last years, global warming, it's affecting a lot of the crops. And so we as a staff, we were hearing the needs of the leaders of every village, and they were asking for new knowledge in agricultural matter. So our goal is to find new knowledge, how to plant and harvest, experimenting with new products, and sharing the love for agriculture with new generations, because that also was a issue for the leaders, because the new generations, they don't want to continue working in the land. And their blessing is that they have a land to work. They know that they are very blessed because they have the big plots, so where they can harvest. And they know that Guatemala is 60% agricultural development. So as we are starting to work with some leaders in the communities, is to prepare the soil to recover their nutrients, because sometimes the plots are being used for several years, are adding chemicals, are planting the same crops. So sometimes or most of the time, the soil is in bad shape. So what we are doing, we are preparing the soil with compost. We are preparing, as you can see, one of our leaders is very happy to have organic compost, because organic compost is a way to recover our soil, how to also to clean the soil, how to prepare the soil to make it loose, so the roots of the new crops can grow better. So we focus in a teamwork. So in each village, we have a group of leaders who are very interested in and very excited to create new gardens, new vegetables and fruits, because that is going to be a way that they are going to have a food also, because this pandemic teaches that in a pandemic, they were the first months of the pandemic, they weren't able to go outside of their villages. They were not able to go and buy what they need to buy in other towns. So kind of like they were closed, and they were very worried about what can they do to improve, because all the commerce was closed. So right now we are designing new gardens. So us also is going to help the young generations, the kids, to have a better nutrition with fruits and vegetables. So you can see the results on some
Look at
family.
the papayas, wow.
Yeah, the papayas are very big. So just doing a small changes are giving big improves in their family living. You can see the crops are doing well. They are responding very well to the what we are doing with the new crops and the organic compost. So we are producing papayas, pineapple, radishes, onions. We are producing sweet potatoes and also cucumbers. So when you witness that it's possible, that creates a new beginning. So this first year is a year of experimentation. And even with the pandemic, that we are experimenting some, we cannot travel so often, because here in Guatemala we are struggling in actually in the these months with the pandemic. People is not getting vaccinated, and some towns are getting closed and they are getting open. So sometimes mobilization gets a little bit tricky, but families are still motivated, and the next year we are going to continue with the experimenting process. And in the second and third year, we hope that each family in the community can have a garden to produce. And in the third year, that is going to be a new way to produce for the families. This is going to benefit the new generation, and is going to benefit the elders in the communities, because the elder ones are the ones who work harder. They have ancestral knowledge, and they are the first ones to wake up and go to travel to the parcelas to work. They walk 1 hour and a half to a parcela, to a field. They are very old, and sometimes they get like very tired. They are very pain. They are in pain, and sometimes they are sick, so they cannot work for their crops. So this is going to be a way how the elder people is going to produce in their own house, in their own plot. So they are going to be able to continue producing and continue making a living for them. So we are very excited, and this has been a really interesting journey, this 2021. Thank you. And if you have questions, I'm going to be happy to.
Diego, are these new products, these new, the cucumbers, pineapples and the like, are they for local consumption, in other words, family consumption, or are you creating a market for those?
We are now in the phase of family nutrition. So they're going to be able to produce for their family. And we hope that in the future they are going to be able to produce to make to sell, because they are going to be able to be producing for many people. Mm-hmm.
And the organic compost, is that from cattle, or is that human compost?
No, it's organic compost. We have nitrogen, carbon, and it's about, for example, the nitrogen is from the desechos, the waste from the kitchen, the vegetables. Also, the carbon, we can find it into the dry leaves and boards and carbon. And then we have also, we are using the manure of the cow, of the horse, and the chicken. Mm-hmm.
And but not where you're not using any of the compostable latrines, any of the, none of that. Okay.
They're using they use that for the cardamom.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
It's other, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Also reminding Diego that he has made some contacts with some governmental
Oh
organizations.
yeah. So
For the market you were talking about, Bob.
we are in conversation with the Ministry of Agriculture in Guatemala and an institution, ICTA, that is the institution of experimentation, and they offer also scholarships for young women and men to develop new knowledge. So we're interested in see how they can collaborate and contribute to the program. Also, they are telling us that they are developing a program where the producers, the local producers of each village, they can sell their crops to the schools, because the schools have a budget to purchase food for the kids in the communities. So, but for that, they need to produce in a big amount, in a good amount. They cannot buy just for many producers. They need to buy like big quantities. So for that reason, we are experimenting. We are doing a lot of tests, and we hope that in a couple of years, they are going to be experts in producing new crops, and they're going to be able to have good deals.
Sure. I know the land over by Chichicastenango is totally agricultural, field after field after field, and the land up in the Petén, the northern area, is not like that. Is it possible, is that land as rich as the land by Chichicastenango in that area, that there could eventually be that type of field system?
It's not like the same. They don't have the same nutrients, because all these years who were just harvesting crops like corn and beans, the monocultive, and also that in Petén they have a lot of cattle, and they have the palm oil. But this is going to be an initiative to change that, because the soil in Guatemala is very blessed. We have a good weather, and working this way, the soil is going to be able to produce.
Okay.
And also it's going to be good for the savings of the family. They are not going to need to travel to some markets in the towns to buy their vegetables. They are not going to pay for transportation, and they're not going to pay for chemical resources for their crops.
All right, Diego, I've got two questions on the seeds, and then we can go on from there. First, how sore are you? Because I see in this picture here, you look like you're working pretty hard. Are you pretty sore? I mean, you're a fit guy.
It's a good exercise, and I'm very happy to learn too, because it's a really gorgeous process how to plant.
He has to show you his hands.
That's and second question: how is everything tasting really yummy coming out of the garden?
Really yummy. It's an organic product, but really have good flavor, and kids are very happy to have papaya, for example, to have pineapple. They prepare juice, they prepare beverage, they prepare like different kind of recipes. So it's well accepted. That's good news.
Well, good.
Diego.
Good, thank you.
Yes.
Excuse me. Yes, do you have a tree called the breadfruit tree, or pana there?
Yes, that's right. You remember well?
I bought a pana last night, and I'm going to have pana con bacalao soon, hopefully. I was wondering if you have any, what part of the, does any of the villages have any pana trees growing there?
Yes, that tree is common in area, right in the north part of the country.
The early explorers was going to use pana. They were going to transplant some in Africa and Europe and use them to help feed the world, but it didn't materialize. So, but I love the stuff.
Thank you, Larry. If you have more questions, sorry, we can continue.
I'd say go ahead and continue. This is you guys are doing really wonderful ministry, and we're glad to hear about it.
Thank you.
Yeah, now we are going to talk about the leadership ministry because we have to remember that we are a church in Guatemala and we are the Lutheran Church in Guatemala. And as we always say, we cannot preach the gospel with an empty stomach. So for that reason, the church cares about education and about nutrition and about crops, and we try to listen what the leaders bring on the table, and we try to respond according to their needs. The Leadership Development Ministry has been one of the most important ministries as a church because we have trained pastors that can preach in their own language. Now we have 3 regions. We have organized ILAG in a different way with 3 regions, and the pastors are in these pictures, are the representatives of the region. In the first picture you see in the church with the green olive stall is Raúl Cao, and he is in region number 2. Julio Lush, who is getting the vaccine, he's in Petén region, and Santos Chung, who is in region 1. We can see that they continue preaching, worshiping, and they continue visiting churches. And Diego was talking about how expensive it has become because of transportation. During pandemic here in Guatemala, the diesel or gas, it has gone up. Prices, paying for transportation is almost double now. So it is a challenge for us to move the leaders from one village to another, and to visit villages have become more expensive. So with this Ministry of the Leadership Training, we hope to continue training pastors, and our goal is to have pastors in all of the churches. So we have been training pastors, and we will continue doing that in the next years. And also, we have focused a lot in the children ministry because we have a lot of children in our communities. And we are taking advantage of these gatherings and this teaching of the Bible studies to talk about gender justice. Because when they are little, they can embrace better this new knowledge than when they are older. And so they can work in equality, and they can respect the young women. And so we are working a lot with the leaders in the community, the pastors, about gender justice, and also with the children. And it has been well received, and we are glad for that because they are responding, and the congregations are stronger. And this pandemic that we weren't able to visit as much as we used to do, and we don't have delegations, they are still worshiping, and they have strong faith as always. So that is a blessing. And the next months at ILAG, that we are almost at the end of the year, we will have 4 gatherings in November. So we will have little gatherings so we can meet with the leaders. We will have the central region, our churches from the city and Quiché, Las Rosas. We will have, as you see, November 5th to 7th, 1 gathering. We will have with the Petén region, November 12 to 15, another gathering. In Region 1, Cobán and Ixcán, November 19 to the 22nd, and Region 2, Cobán and Ixcán, November 26 to 29. And each gathering, we gather about 11 to 15 leaders. The young women will go home on October 29, and they will be back on January 17. As I was telling you, we have 3 more requests from young women. We will see how it goes for next year. And today, and since Friday, we are hosting a delegation from Wisconsin. They arrive on Friday, and they will leave on Thursday, the 28th. So we have been having activities with the Milagro young women. We worshiped this morning here. We had a lunch and a party to say goodbye to the young women because this is the last Sunday they are at the Lutheran Center before they go home. It has been a good time. We have started to get requests on dates to come next year from different churches. And if you want to set a date for next year to come and visit a small delegation, what we are trying, we are not yet planning on going to the rural area, but we are staying here in the city. with the Milagro Young Women in the elementary school and in the churches here in the city. So we are very careful and we take all of the precautions in order to be safe, people in Guatemala and people from the States as well. So you are welcome to come whenever you want and set a date in the calendar for next year. And this is all we have to present. And I don't know if you have any more questions.
When do you anticipate that you'll open up the rural areas for visitors?
It is uncertain because maybe from June next year, depending on how the beginning of the next year will be. We are thinking, because we have a request from Agustana to go to La Esmeralda in Petén in August. So it may happen or it may not happen, but we will see how it goes. In La Esmeralda, 75% of the people have gotten the vaccine. So little by little, getting more vaccines in the rural area. We have done our best in order to inform people about vaccination is safe, because there is a lot of not good information in the rural area, because they don't have good access to internet or good news. So it has been a challenge.
And does the Guatemalan government require proof of vaccination to enter the country?
They require your carnet and your COVID test negative. And also to leave the country, you will need a COVID test before going back to the States.
We'll need I'm sorry, I didn't catch, what's that word?
You need to take a test before.
A test, okay, okay, quick test, okay. Are all the girls vaccinated at the?
No, the older ones, there are two, they are vaccinated because they are older than 18. And the younger ones, we need permit from their parents. So they are going back home and they will get the vaccine at home with their parents. And they will bring their card next year in order to come back.
Well, that is all very, very exciting. We are super interested to see what the visitation could look like, because this whole relationship it's built around relationships, and we're so thankful for your guys' hospitality in ILAG, and yeah, we look forward to working some more and putting those details together, and then we'll make sure we definitely get those out to our congregations here in Southeastern Synod, definitely. Well, Cara and Diego, thank you so much for being with us for so long and sharing about all the incredible ministry going on in Guatemala. Does anybody have any particular questions at the moment before we let Pastor Karen and Diego go? If not, I don't see anyone rushing to a microphone. So if not, we need a team picture with you guys. So everybody, do your hair, make sure nothing's in your teeth. Oh, we're still on recording. Ha, that's funny. All right, well, bye everybody on the recording, and then we'll take a picture in just a second.